Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to another YouTube video here on the channel. My name is Emily Jane. Today we're doing something a little bit different. As the title down there sort of suggests, look at me doing all the physical stuff. Do you like my little logo that's off my shoulder? It's like in the world and everything. I can stroke my chin and stuff. Anyway, as I was saying before I got distracted, today we're doing a reaction video. This is just a bit of content I wanted to try out because I've never really done reactions before, but I also don't want to fall into that as a form of content. The reason I'm doing a reaction for this is it's something I think I can add something to, basically. I am obviously originally from southeast Northumberland, literally where this film is filmed. I've got a really close connection to one of the towns, and we'll have a look into that in a moment. I just thought I wanted to go through this with you guys, and we'll see what we all think. So, this is Turdtows by the worst places in Northumberland, UK, by Turdtows. It's a decent sized YouTube channel with 57.4 thousand subscribers, and I thought we could have a little go at a reaction video today. So, per ting, right. It'd be interesting to see the like-dislike ratio on this. But yeah, we can have a little look through and see what we think. Anyway, Raw VT. Tasty. You're there, I don't know, I'm looking over there for you. Northumberland.
Right, welcome back to Turdtows, the channel that shines a light on some of the lesser known places in the UK, for good, but usually for bad reasons. And unusually for us, it's been mostly about...
This isn't Northumberland, by the way.
So
This is like the Lake District or somewhere.
Visiting depressing Turdtowns. This week we continued our northern exploration as we
Stake 4? Well, it's actually Sheepwash, I think, technically. Well, no, yeah, Sheepwash probably, or Guidepost.
Northumberland is one of the nicest counties, and we didn't want to include places just for the sake of it. Also, the weather turned, so filming became difficult. And finally, my feet split open and I could hardly walk. I was hobbling around on my dead feet. So do me a favour and like, comment, share, subscribe to help my feet come back to life. Yeah, we actually visit all the places we talk about in a day.
So on the note of that, please do give Turdtows a like on the video and a subscribe, because at the end of the day, they put all the hard work in. I'm just adding context where I think it's necessary. I have also walked up this street. I've walked where this man walks. The lifeboat station's sort of there for you guys. I know this area.
So filming is kind of a one-shot deal. I'm not saying these places...
That's Ashington, yeah.
I'm just saying
that's
the worst in the county of Northumberland. That's the concept here.
That's fine.
Anyway,
Northumberland
is in the northeast of England and it's the most northern county before you reach Scotland. It is the least densely populated county in England as well, at around 63 people per square mile. The county as a whole is closely associated with nearby Newcastle. It's a weird county.
So, really quick little bit of input here. This is basically explaining, see, the rich people live... Can I go far? I can't go far enough. Hang on. No, I can't go far enough. You see that line, though? Sort of rich to poor. If you sort of... It's a bit sort of look like a curve. But what he has drawn a line around there is effectively the Labour bits of Northumberland and the Conservative bits of Northumberland. To the north, in the rich bits, that is the MP's the constituency of, I can't remember what the name of the constituency is, but basically it's represented by Marie-Anne Trevelyan, who is Conservative MP. The two poor bits are actually what was Bligh's gone Conservative it's in 2019 or 2020, but Ashington that's a area there, is the Wansbeck constituency, represented by Ian Lavery, former chair of the Conservative Party, and Blythe Valley, as I believe the constituency is known, is represented by a currently a Tory MP, but it was I think up to 2019, represented by Ronnie Campbell, who was a fairly well-known Labour personality who sadly passed away recently. But literally, that used to be the divide of, like, you know, that sort of bottom side. That was the red bit was literally the red bit. That, you know, the poor bit was the red bit, the rich bit was the blue bit. Anyway, carrying on. That is very accurate, though.
But the rest of it is pretty wealthy. At least I won't have far to travel for once. And on the subject of poverty in the northeast, honestly, at least on the surface of it, the northwest looked to be struggling more than the northeast.
Fair enough.
But let's get into it. The 5 biggest Turdtowns in Northumberland. Number 5, Newbiggin by the Sea. Newbiggin is a small town with a population of 5,953
Cool,
located
yeah.
by the sea, of course.
So this is the one the town I have a connection to. By the way, that walking bit before, that's the boat there, so that's who he was walking on. That's lifeboat station, as briefed previously. For me, yeah, I have
just a bit of a strange place, and I can imagine this being a desperate kind of place in the winter. It felt like a place which was trying to be touristy, but I cannot imagine wanting to.
So to be honest, Newbiggin struggled a lot since even sort of in my time. What you see here in front of you, this used to be like a corner shop, which as far as I'm aware went out of business, then became butchers, and then appears to have gone out of business again. And they've obviously torn the signage down. It just looks a bit right now. You know, shuttered shops are one thing, but all that sort of rotting exposed wood just makes the town. You know, this is the main square for the town, and that just looks a bit ugh.
Actually visit here. It seems that some people did used to visit here though, as there were holiday parks. Sounds like there were.
So I'm going to have a quick little self-indulgence here. That is the visitor centre. I went in there when I went on a day out with my friend Hannah recently, and my grandparents were from Newbiggin, bit of context. And sort of went and had lunch in there, which was really quite nice. Then went for a walk along the prom, which is what you do in Newbiggin. But there was a little thing for sale that was my grandma's basically.
Here we go again. So I guess Newbiggin is multi-talented. Much of the town has a derelict, rundown look to it. It's
No
much
idea where that
like
would be.
the seaside towns you're used to seeing on this channel, but I doubt this one was ever that good. The main road through the town is literally a dead end.
It is.
Very appropriate
Well,
for a place
not really, but yeah.
It barely even feels like a town. It's nothing but a co-op, some smashed up pubs and second-hand furniture shops.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's that inaccurate.
Which does look pretty nice. Shame that the
It is.
temperatures rarely reach above 15 degrees here.
That's a bit unfair.
Is this alright for walking the dog?
It's in summer, it's quite nice. So, this is the bit I actually have a connection to.
I suppose it's alright for walking the dog. In 2000.
That there is the extension of my grandparents' house. I think there's the extra floors been added on, but that is the extension. So I've literally stayed in that house there. I've got the mouse clicker on. Yeah. Anyway.
10 million pounds was spent importing sand to this beach from Skegness.
The amount of times they sailed that ship up, you'd think it does seem quite cheap. Yeah, the couple I think was a bad idea. So that's the couple, which is a sculpture, which I don't fully understand. But if you want to break with the stereotypes of Northumberland, give the lady a fitting top, or a top that fits, and take the man's flat cap away from him. Just saying. Carrying on.
Explain all this craziness. What was the relevance of this couple, or why they look like they
Dunno.
had an argument? This is
Or dunno.
a pretty big deal.
If I'm letting my accent out a bit today.
Miles around to see these sculptures.
I mean, it's something to do. Oh, I'm coming really northern now. Wow.
It's very cheap, an average of only 117,000. And just
So-
like the couple, if you choose to live here, you can expect many arguments with your significant other.
That's a bit miserable.
Newbiggin is the third most deprived town in Northumberland, with 63%
Doesn't surprise me.
of residents deprived in one way.
In the summer it's lovely.
68% in 2011. So I guess
In the summer it's lovely, but in the winter it is a bit bleak.
It's depressing, but at least it's by the sea. So you can visit here and stare out at the water, daydreaming about being literally anywhere else. Number 4,
Oof.
Stakeford.
This
Stakeford
is,
a large village with a
again,
population of 80,000 joined onto the other villages of Guidepost and Sheep Washers. Where
It's
once
sheep
again,
wash,
the
not
other
sheep
end is
washers.
Torgas.
Yeah, it's a sheep wash, not sheep washers. Yeah. But yeah, that's Bedlington there. That's the town I grew up in, literally. That I actually went to scouts in Stakeford,
It's like
or
a
clubs.
never-ending circle.
Before I said I'm not doing it anymore.
However, my feet got so bad that I couldn't continue, so I'll have to keep this entry brief. It's a former mining area.
There's not much to talk about there. That's Skypost, or Tropic Mars Skypost.
Video to find a nice former mining area. The whole place is
There isn't
essentially
one.
just one giant ball of mold.
Unless it's in like Cornwall.
Social housing centre around a battered old pub. It was extremely intimidating
I
here.
don't think it's that much social housing. I think it's former social housing.
Maybe they were wondering why I was walking so strangely. House prices here are a little high at 151,000.
Steak.
I'd probably give that a miss because I can't think of anything positive to say about
Steak for God. Okay.
Number 3.
I don't so if you're watching this, I'll do your proofreading for you. That's my main bit of criticism so far. Carrying on.
3. Camis. Camis is the reason I'm going to invest in a
Or
GoPro.
Cambois, if you're being fancy.
It's a former town, yeah, but
it is tiny.
With a population of I don't really know.
That's a charitable. Yeah, that's a charitable 1,000. It's probably a couple of hundred. Because again, you've got Camis and North Blythe, which join on.
But first, a man was very upset when I filmed his little mine shaft. I'm giving you the tame version of events here, but we had a pretty lengthy argument over legalities. No, I'm not one of these auditor channels, and I really don't go looking for trouble. The guy took a hilarious photo of me. Hopefully that surfaces soon. I think
unfortunately it's an area which is quite rough. So
this did push me to finally invest in a GoPro as this was getting out of hand. This man came across as being the mayor, and he was very proud of Camis and knew all the history, so he's probably not going to enjoy this video. So what's the deal here? This was once a major centre of industry, hence why it used to be a town. In the Victorian times there was almost 4,000 people calling Camis home. It was said that the biggest coal mine in the north of England was based here. It was so busy there were 4 railway tracks going through the town. Industry everywhere. It would not have been hard finding a job here back in the day.
No, I mean it would have been down the mine, but you know, or down the pit.
But not only did it take away the jobs, for some reason it took away most of the houses. Around 350 of the homes were owned by the mining company and they got flattened when the mine closed. Empty, overgrown roads are everywhere now where terraces
My dad used to be chair of governors at that school.
Once stood.
Connections to this area.
There's really only one road left in the village now, and that's pretty much all you get. There's nothing here. Except
this literally, it made me laugh seeing that car when I first watched this because 35% of my driving lessons. It's basically a loop of road you can go around, which just takes you through here. It's quiet, no one else is driving on it. It's great to practice driving on. But yeah, I've literally been in that driving lesson car thing.
Often causes the only road in the village to be closed because they do occasionally run freight trains down here. It all adds to
yeah, you've got the Alcan basically and some coal.
The whole of England was supposed to be set up here to make batteries.
Yeah, that was the Voltra.
And that's all just sitting rotting away whilst they make a decision. I'm not
Yep.
sure if there's anything left that works in Camis. Everything is just
The school does.
There's also horses just stood around racing to be ridden.
This used to be so much of a bigger issue. Literally, you would just have horses dumped on all the public ground. It was absolutely ridiculous. You know, just tied to a stake in the ground, basically just eating a park's worth of grass. Newbigin was rife with it, but it's not as much of a thing anymore. I'm surprised, to be fair, that horse hasn't been removed by the local authority. Because that's the first time I've seen that in a while. Anyway, carrying on.
Yep, this is one depressed horse. I asked him why the long face, and he said, because he lives in Camis. Very depressing and eerie, but the beach is stunning, so maybe go there and then leave.
Gotta support that.
Number 2, Blythe.
I lived here.
Is the largest town in Northumberland with a population of 39,000.
So also, you'll notice, that's Camis, that's Blythe. This is part of what makes Camis so desolate. You can stand there and probably smell the food from the restaurants in Blythe. But the way to get across is this bridge. So it's basically you've got to drive or walk all the way back. You've got to come on Coupon Road as well. Those of you who know Blythe will know of Coupon Road. It's flaming awful. Carrying on.
1,732.
Also, on a random fact, one of my ex-girlfriend's dads is a greenskeeper at that golf course, or that golf course there. There's some people you say you dodged a bullet with her nuclear weapon.
I recently visited Barrow in Furness in Cumbria, and it was almost like Blythe was the exact same place.
It
Blythe
probably is.
A port town. Because of that, there's lots of ugly.
Both port towns. Both used to have a large navy presence. Both no longer do. Barrow's still got, obviously, they do the submarine stuff. Probably hidden there just so if it goes pop, no one will notice for a while. But yeah, I agree with that statement actually.
Industry buildings existing around here. Well, industry buildings and terrace houses. Yep, it's pretty.
So I actually lived in this area, and I've got to say one thing. He will go into the crime statistics in a bit. This was where I lived just after I came out. I mean, like the hours and days after I came out. Probably like sort of in relation to the video, sort of like 2 streets over there. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting my left and rights confused. It's always the other way. So, this is what I've got to give them for credit. There's times I go out in my local area now in Newcastle and I feel threatened, right? And I feel like I'm not safe. There'd be fights in the street here. This was undoubtedly rougher than where I live right now. But, give credit where due, I never felt like... Oh, I was never attacked. Well, I never felt like I was going to be attacked, but I was never attacked and never verbally abused in the 6-ish months I lived there.
Depressing here. In
It
fact,
is.
2 parts of Blythe are amongst the 3 most deprived parts of Northumberland.
Doesn't
This
surprise
is
me.
someone that's really struggling when they talk about the poverty of the northeast. But
Yeah.
surprisingly, things are improving. You can tell that wind energy is a growing part of the economy here. There's also going to be a new railway station opening up soon. In fact, I can't believe there wasn't one already. How could a place this size make it to 2023 without a station?
It's got a spoons there. My one best friend works there.
Places without a station in England. Pathetic. I can see why they
Completely agree. We are covering the Blythe and timelines on the Northern Princess Productions YouTube channel, which is my main YouTube channel for sort of gaming and train related things. That'll be the Northumberland line that I cover on there, and I'm literally going to film the first video in about 5 hours' time. So.
Forgotten about in the northeast. Blythe isn't far from Newcastle. It's about a 30-minute journey, and with the new line, that's going to improve. So good transport.
Bit of a thing here. It's a 30-minute journey by car because Riva, so it's 70 minutes on the bus. It's a right pain in the arse. Because basically both the buses go through Cromwell, which is at the next town across, but they both take about the same amount of time, and they both spend ages going through Cromwellington. Anyway,
let's try and keep the positive vibes going.
Positive vibes.
Surprisingly, doesn't have the worst crime in the county. And whilst 124 in 1,000 isn't a great crime rate, it used to be far worse 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's something else to be celebrating. It's also set to get a brand new cinema here. I don't know what all these people are complaining about. Blythe is getting treated better than a lot of places I've been to. House prices here seem to be on the rise. I think 147,000 on average is a bit much for somewhere like this. You would expect to be paying
So what's driving that up is South Beach. So what is not covered, which I think is a little bit shady, is behind us where the camera is right now is South Beach, which is the nice bit of Blythe. It's part of Blythe, but it's the nice bit. Yeah, that's what drives the price up. These areas will be 100-ish K, 110-ish K, but it's South Beach that drives it up. Because South Beach you're looking at sort of 200,000-300,000 for some of the houses, which for the northeast is a lot, but you're on a beach basically, and you effectively don't mix with these people unless you go to the shops. So yeah.
Perhaps people can see that this place is making an effort to improve itself.
No, I will give it credit for that.
Bad, but apparently it used to be much worse. Not sure how. This footage is shot around 9 AM in the week, and I can't tell if any of the businesses on this street remain, or if they're all just having a lie-in. Most of the centre is set around this market area, and there's also this little shopping area which arrived in Blythe about 2 decades late. It was only built in the mid-2000s, but they've
it's the Kiro Shopping Centre.
Because only about 8 out of 25 of the shops are occupied. It's going to be closed down for good in 2024. As we continue to see
Haven't heard that yet, but
main use change forever, the council will be turning this one into an education centre for clean energy. Based on comments from the residents on their local news website, they don't want an education centre, and that's the nicest way I can possibly put it. But you don't always get what you want. But at this point, I did, as I was
you don't always get what you need either, though.
able to get in my car and leave and never come back. It was bad, but maybe not as bad as
Literally shopped in that Morrison's.
And number 1, Ashington. Coming in at number 1 is the former mining town of Ashington with a population of 28,278. I'd never even heard of Ashington before my visit, and there was a good reason for that too. This place hasn't been relevant for at least 60 years. For a place the size of Ashington, you might expect to have actually heard of it. There's nothing here, and it hasn't changed since the Victorian times. In fact, it's got worse since the Victorian times. The mining in the town all ceased in the 80s, and just like Blythe, Ashington hasn't had a railway station for 60
Pretty much.
years.
It was actually the biggest town in England to not have a rail connection, I believe.
Yet again, another huge place without a station. It has now been addressed because, also like Blythe,
Come for more content on this to the Northern Princess Productions YouTube channel.
they're getting one. But you can definitely see how the people in the northeast used to say they were being left behind.
Cool.
Blythe Main Street is constructed from red brick buildings, and it's not a bad area.
Front Street,
it just
but
doesn't
not.
feel like you're anywhere of any importance. Don't you just hate it when you see once grand buildings like this one reduced to nothing? What did this used to be?
The co-op.
What a shambles. Walking around here was weird. Nobody seemed to have a job to go to, and people were just hanging out. And it's one of those places where there must have been something in the water. Ashington is the only other place to make the top 3 most deprived in Northumberland, and also like Blythe, the government have decided to do something about that. They are going to solve the poverty here by building a cinema for £30 million. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to help them. The fact that the government still thinks cinemas are incredibly relevant to the northeast proves 2 things. 1, they have no imagination, and 2, the internet has not yet reached Ashington. Cinemas down my way keep closing down.
But
is it really levelling up the northeast by building cinemas?
Of course it's not, but it's not we have the Tories in charge and this is a Labour seat.
Let me know in the comments if you still think cinemas are relevant and if you still use them. Anyway, Ashington does not take the
Wilco's gone now, rip.
The fact that the majority of people from England could not point it out on a map, nor the fact that they're all looking forward to watching Charlie Chaplin at their new cinema in 5 years' time. No, it takes the top spot due to its crime data, which is the worst in Northumberland. At least houses are cheap, though, at an average.
I will be totally honest, as someone, so again, I used to be the next town across, and my high school used to get a lot of people from Ashington, because basically it was like the Theatre Catholic High School. So the Catholic High School used to get like from all over. And the main joke at the expense of Ashington was Ashghanistan and the ratio of drug dealers to normal people. It has its issues as Ashington. I'm fairly sure Ross Kemp filmed an entire crime documentary just in Ashington. I'll try and find it. Was it Ross Kemp? I think it was. It was actually, yeah, it was Ross Kemp. I don't think it was much like, we got, you know, there was a get out of there. Like Ross Kemp running at it, Action Man style. There wasn't much of that, but yeah.
I feel like I'm being overly negative about poor Ashington. So for once, we'll end on some praise. I've been to worse former mining towns. So that's that. Not too bad overall. A few turds sticking to the bowl, but a pretty nice county overall. Do you agree with our choices? Make sure to let us know in the comments where we should visit next. And don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe to help Turdtows thrive.
Indeed, do not forget to like Turdtows video just to say, basically I've been there and I'm supporting them as well. But overall, what are my thoughts on this? Yeah, accurate. There's a couple little pointers I had where I was like, but it's that area of Northumberland, it just seems to actually on decline. The majority of my friends who I've stayed in touch with from high school who have wanted something that isn't, or to be honest, the majority of friends have left the area. You know, and if you want to do performing art, you leave the northeast. If you want to do mostness, you end up leaving the northeast. Yeah. But thank you guys for watching today's YouTube video. Hope you did like it. Like I say, if you did, subscribe to my channel. I've got at least one more video planned in this series, just to see how it all goes. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye. This is the awkward moment. I'm trying to find the stop button without actually looking. I've got to look.